Have you ever considered how pornography could impact your future life? It's a question that might seem out of left field, yet it's one that merits some contemplation. We're not here to point fingers or cast stones. Rather, we're opening up a dialogue about a subject that, for many, is shrouded in secrecy and taboo, an exploration that might just reveal surprising truths about our lives and the world around us. To understand the effects, let's first discover the science behind pornography. Pornography, like any other stimulant, has a profound effect on the brain. But how does this happen? When we view pornographic content, our brain's reward system is activated. This area of the brain, also known as the pleasure center, releases a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is essentially our feel-good chemical, responsible for feelings of pleasure and reward. It's the same chemical that's released when we eat our favorite food, listen to a great song, or win a game. However, pornography can trigger an overstimulation of this reward system. This overstimulation can create a surge of dopamine, creating a high that is often compared to the effects of drugs. This is why some people may find it difficult to stop viewing pornography, as they are essentially chasing this dopamine high. Now you might be asking, where's the harm in that? The issue arises when this behavior becomes a cycle. The brain starts to build a tolerance to these high levels of dopamine just like it would to drugs or alcohol. This means a person needs to view more and more explicit content to achieve the same level of satisfaction, leading to a potential addiction. This cycle can affect a person's cognitive functions, altering their perception of reality and their interactions with others. It can disrupt their relationships, their work, and their overall sense of self. It can even reshape the neural pathways in the brain, changing the way we think, feel, and behave. Moreover, this constant exposure to unrealistic depictions of intimacy can skew a person's expectations and understanding of real-life relationships. It can create a disconnect between fantasy and reality, leading to dissatisfaction and potential issues in personal relationships. So, it's clear that pornography can have a significant impact on our brains. But what does this mean for our future? Imagine a future where your ability to form meaningful relationships is compromised. We're talking about a world where connections are strained, not by external factors, but by something as intimate and personal as your perception of love and intimacy. A world where pornography has subtly altered the way you view relationships and the people around you. Now you might be wondering, how can this be? To answer that, we need to delve into the three major ways pornography can impact relationships: the fostering of unrealistic expectations, the desensitization towards intimacy, and the objectification of partners. Firstly, let's talk about unrealistic expectations. Pornography often presents a distorted view of sex and relationships, making them seem like constant whirlwinds of passion and excitement. This skewed perspective can lead to dissatisfaction in real-life relationships, where the day-to-day isn't always as thrilling. Then, there's desensitization. Frequent exposure to explicit content can numb a person's emotional response to intimacy. Over time, this could lead to a need for more extreme material to achieve the same level of arousal, which can create a rift between partners. Lastly, we come to the objectification of partners. Viewing others as mere objects of pleasure rather than as complex individuals with thoughts and feelings can lead to a breakdown in empathy and understanding. This dehumanization can significantly hamper the emotional depth of a relationship. Each of these factors, on their own, can put a strain on relationships, but when combined, they can form a potent cocktail that can potentially disrupt the harmony and balance that are key to a healthy relationship. Now, it's important to remember that not everyone who consumes pornography will experience these effects. But the risk is real, and it's worth considering how your consumption could impact your future relationships. It appears that pornography can potentially harm our relationships, but how does it affect us as individuals? The consequences of pornography are not just external, they are deeply personal too. Let's pull back the curtain and look at how pornography affects you as an individual. It starts with self-perception. Like a distorted mirror, pornography can warp how you see yourself. You might begin to measure your worth based on unrealistic standards portrayed in these videos. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem, creating a damaging cycle of self-doubt and negative self-talk. But it doesn't stop there. The impact extends to your mental health as well. Studies have linked excessive pornography consumption to increased anxiety, depression, and even addiction. The temporary escape it provides can become a crutch, a false refuge from the realities of life. Over time, this reliance can grow into a dependency, affecting your ability to handle stress and cope with life's challenges in a healthy way. Lastly, let's talk about personal growth. The time and energy spent on pornography could be directed towards more constructive activities. Think about it. Could that time be better spent learning a new skill, exploring a hobby, or building meaningful connections? The truth is, pornography can hinder your journey towards becoming the best version of yourself. It can rob you of your potential, stunting your growth and dampening your spirit. The personal consequences are indeed significant, but what can we do about it? Armed with this knowledge, you have the power to shape your future. It's about understanding the implications and making choices that lead to a healthier, happier life. Let's start by acknowledging the issue. Acceptance is the first step towards change. Next, seek help if you need it. There's no shame in reaching out to professionals who can provide guidance and support. Consider joining a support group where you can share experiences and learn from others who are on the same journey. Remember to be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires time, commitment, and resilience. Finally, engage in activities that foster positive growth. Be it reading, exercising, or learning a new skill, these activities can help shift focus and build a more fulfilling life. Remember, your future is in your hands. Choose wisely.